Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck at? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Here at Stage 4 Designs, we are all about innovation and athlete safety. We've been doing this since 2015, designing the most innovative obstacles in the sport, and now with our partnership with the World Ninja League, we are very excited to bring some of our best designs to the highest level athletes in the world. For our process, it all kind of starts right here in our digital design. There's a much more deliberate process now in what we do, with our goal being the utmost in athlete safety. So we put everything into our digital design first, make sure it's all going to work, then we procure the parts. We learned the process and refined it to what we feel are some of the highest quality urethane products you're going to find in the Ninja space, and that all happens here at our custom-built workbench. A lot goes into our urethane, and we are very proud of the work that we do there. Everything that we build here at Stage 4 is all custom made in-house. It's not like we have a stock of a bunch of stuff. So when you do place an order with us, that order comes through and we basically build everything from scratch. Paint department is scalable. We basically hand paint most things, but some things that require a little bit more spray or bigger, we're capable of that as well. These athletes put these obstacles through some of the most rigorous circumstances that you can think of, and we want to try to plan for every contingency. We never want an obstacle to break on anybody. We always want our stuff to feel solid and not move around a whole lot, so that the athletes can trust their skills to throw the biggest moves that they possibly can on anything that we put out there. Our CNC machine handles all of most of our flat goods. It's the workhorse around here. It actually does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of cutting things out. We don't do any of our flat goods by hand. We make sure that everything is exactly the same and replicable, so that, you know, if you're doing courses or you have athletes that are going either head to head or the same obstacle that you're going to find at one Ninja gym is going to feel exactly the same if you go to another Ninja gym or your home for that matter, so that there's consistency with all of our products. Over the years, as we've added to our suite of products that we offer, we realized that pipe and metalworking is becoming more and more commonplace in Ninja obstacles, and to meet that demand, we've added the ability to do that here as well. So a lot of the obstacles that you'll see that we design and develop are meant to go on truss, and pipes are a big part of that. So we've added a pipe bending station here and look for, in the future, us to offer a lot more innovative obstacles that kind of exist in that space where pipes are a big part of it. So here, everything that we put out is tested by real ninjas before it goes out. We want to make sure that our obstacles can stand all sorts of unforeseen circumstances. We know that Ninja athletes move in ways that are innovative and new, and we want to try to account for as many of those as we can and make sure that those obstacles hold up. So we test everything. Over the last 10 years, Stage 4 Designs has been committed to developing the most innovative obstacles that you're going to find, but also the safest and most reliable obstacles. Our motto here is elevating obstacles. We do feel that on this platform, we can take something that's both fun and creative, but also elevate it to an industry that deserves to stand on its own.
everybody, welcome back to the WNL Premier Series Season 4 Qualifier out here at Carolina Ninja Academy in Huntersville, North Carolina. Special thanks to our course designer, Kevin Thompson, for taking on the responsibility of designing our brilliant courses that we've got running today in North Carolina. I cannot wait to see how our mature kids are going to be doing on this course today. I cannot wait. Hello everyone, my name is Billy Dixon. I am joined alongside Kane Malden here today for the Mature Kids Division. We had our Kids Division a couple hours ago. How are we feeling going into this now?
Yeah, as the first division to go up, it was kind of tough. They had a tough score to settle on the placement and the challenge course, but they pulled through. We only saw one person complete the challenge course, actually, and it was a clean sweep. But why don't we get into the format while we talk about the placement and challenge course?
All right, let's do it. So, we have taken the top 25% of all athletes from both the World Championships as well as the season standings within each of their regions, and everyone who fits those credentials has gotten an invitation to the Premier Series, meaning that they can compete in any of the 14 qualifiers that we've got from around the world. For the courses, we have two of them. We have the placement course and the challenge course. On placement, if you fall, your run is over, and your placement on the first course will proceed to be determining the run order for the challenge course, where you have to go through an obstacle course. Every athlete has 2 retries. 1 retry can be utilized per obstacle, though, and the top 4 athletes on the challenge course are going to be able to move on to the Premier Series finals for Season 4 on November 20th through to the 22nd at Ascend Obstacle Training in Marlborough, Massachusetts. It's going to be an absolutely amazing event with so many great ninjas, and we're going to be having 8 more ninjas from the Mature Kids Division follow them.
Yeah, that's true. I'm kind of curious as to how they have upgraded the course in regards to our mature kids. Obviously, things will change as the divisions shift, and our mature kids are our 9 to 10-year-olds. So with that age comes a little bit of a skill increase in my mind. Obviously, you can reach further. You won't need those rings that we see time and time again in our younger divisions, I'm sure. But yeah, it's going to be a cutthroat competition, not only in the mature kids female division, but in the male division. It's a two-way street. Hopefully, we can see some impressive talent rise above all.
It's going to be a really big day for all of our mature kids. They've come from a lot of places. There are some people in North Carolina, South Carolina. We've had people from Georgia. We have a few people from Florida in this wave as well, which is very exciting. We love seeing that multi-state representation throughout the entirety of Ninja in any competition that we've got. We have our mature kid females and our males here. There are a couple names in the male division specifically that stand out to me. First of which is going to be Cyrus Said. This guy has competed in like a million Premier Series competitions. I'm going to be real. It seems like every single year I've commentated with the WNL, Cyrus Said always pops up at some point or another and always delivers. He's competed 16 times throughout the regular season, and he recently placed first place at the 9 and under division at the first ever mini bucket of chalk comp at Ninja Intensity in Colorado. He was a great person to have in the WNL season throughout the entirety of it, and he enjoyed the Premier Series as well. He likes to flop ball like Ryan Stratis does, which is brilliant. He's made videos with him, and he has a new puppy called Cosmo, so shout out Cosmo as well. So, we're going to be looking at the demo for our placement course, which is going to be our first course that our mature kid athletes are going to be running. We start out with some steps, some sonic curve movements, a big slider, the crisscross on some like really harsh stepping stones, and then move on to just monkey bars, moving up and down with some opportunities for skips within it as well, which is great to see. We then move on to all the laches, which is a big sprint down to the other end of the gym. There's a lot of running within this placement course, which is exciting. There are a lot of opportunities for skips and links and opportunities for our athletes to really show what they're made of in a speedy fashion, which is awesome. It looks like we have some even more areas to show off as well. We have a longer lane. Hello.
Yeah, I was about to talk about that. And the trapeze as well. I think you got to stick it on that blue mat. And then once you're done with that, you have to take a long sprint down the entire gym floor to find that warped wall. Take whatever one you choose, but I'm assuming that most of our athletes will go for the small one and then take the long climb up to the buzzer. So we'll see. A lot of different ways you can go about this course.
Yeah, there's many different opportunities for our athletes to really show what they're made of, and we're going to be starting out our placement course very, very shortly with our first athlete, which is going to be Amelia Schermeyer out here. Amelia has always loved a challenge of Ninja and how no two competitions are alike. And I tell you, these two courses are not going to be alike either. One after the other, it's going to be a different premise. But Amelia, coming out of Huntersville, North Carolina, is ready to take things on out here. She trains at Carolina Ninja Academy as well. So our first runner, very experienced, coming into our placement course.
Yeah, Amelia Schiermeyer, very, very fun name to say, and we're going to see some fun ninja moves quickly, already halfway done with this placement course. The monkey bars, obviously no match for Amelia here. Fundamental ninja skills. Speaking of which, running, and then comes the laches. The first person to take on this longer iteration of the obstacle. Nice pullback to set for some links. Easy does it. The longer arms really help you out there. Do you a favor.
This is very, very good. We know what we expect from our Premier Series athletes being in the top 25% of all athletes within the WNL, Amelia being one of them, but now she has to make the massive run from one end to the gym to the top of it. Still quite far away. Now it's going to be 8 seconds left until she comes on into the first run up on that warped wall. It's going to be really close to try and get to that buzzer, but she gets it. 3 seconds left on the clock there. 57 seconds overall. Brilliant way to start things out.
Yeah, she hadn't let up that whole time. Amelia being the first female buzzer of the weekend. Impressive to see.
Brilliant. We could see she was linking, she was popping through on the early parts of that lache obstacle. That is what our athletes in the Mature Kids division are going to be looking at to see what their run is going to be like later on to hopefully match that caliber and go even faster. Now we're moving on to Lucy Smith, starting Ninja 2 years ago. Known as the Cubing Ninja. She's getting ready to move along here. Let's have it.
Yeah, the hardest step. A little bit of an oxymoron, but Lucy sprinting down. Quick start to her run. The steps also prove to be no threat to her run, and the monkey bars. No stopgap as well. Sprinting down the entire gym. The transition between obstacles here, very, very important. But speaking of which, transitionaries.
Ooh, I like the pops. This is good. Lucy Smith coming along through here. Going to get a backswing, reach out. And with 24 seconds left on the clock, she's going to sprint to the other side of the gym. This is very, very good pacing at the minute. Still going along. 16 seconds as she makes her way to the top. And by proxy, with 8.5 seconds ahead of her next competitor, 47.99. Lovely stuff there. Going to keep getting faster and faster.
Yeah, that's true. As the first few runners kind of hit their pace, and the succeeding athletes kind of look at those runs to see what to gather, what to pick up upon. I don't know. It's going to shift the game plan a lot, especially as, you know, the first run, you have no idea what to expect. But Vita Shoemaker is up next, sporting the orange headband. And oh, wow, look at how fast she's running, Billy.
Okay, Vida coming in here. Oh, I like the nice orientation of how fast she's able to move throughout that first slider. And now she's just brachiating through these rings of these bars even. Very solid pace. 40 seconds as she sprints over to the lache bars. This is going to be a big ask here.
Yeah. As a multi-sport athlete, she also competes in flag football, but obviously the upper body, a test that is only seen in Ninja, really. We're seeing some links to clean up the time that she may have coughed up on those earlier moves, but these trapeze bars don't give you a lot of room to set up links. You gotta kind of navigate off one another. And with only 5 seconds going into the warped wall and a long way to go, I don't think it's going to be enough.
No, just as she starts to make the climb up, the time expires. That's going to be it for Vita's run. So close to getting a third buzzer out here for our mature kid female division, but she was moving super smoothly throughout the first couple of obstacles there, but just slowed down a bit coming through to those final bars, and that is what sealed her through. But we're going to see it in the challenge course very shortly. But now we've come on to Jojo Musa coming out of Durham in North Carolina. Let's see how she fares. Age 9's competed 5 times throughout the season. She's getting ready to go on the mark, and she's off.
Yeah, brisk pace. Those first 2 obstacles, easy as can be, but JoJo just getting started here. The monkey bars, nice little follow-throughs with the arms, hand over hand, matching on that final one, and here she goes, sprinting into the lâcher lane. This is where the upper body really starts to scream at you here on this placement course.
30 seconds left, but she's starting to link. She's got a good sense of urgency coming into the last half of this bar complex, but she's a bit low hanging here. Needs to try and gear up enough momentum to get onto that second trapeze here. Jojo reaching out. She's got 15 seconds left. This is going to be close, but I think she might have it.
Yeah, just got to keep the pressure on. 10 seconds should be enough. Get to the top of the wall and climb up. I think she has it.
One tight, but she's got it. Only 1/100th of a second behind second place. What an astonishing finish.
Wow, it can't be any closer than that, Billy. Look at that. It took a lot of backswings, didn't give herself a lot of momentum there, but all in all, to get through the placement course, I think she's going to be happy with that, trying to give herself as much distance on the challenge course run order seeding.
Literally, man. It's going to be a hard one to see who's going to come out on top ultimately, though. Let's see if Neva McClure is able to come on through. Matthews, North Carolina, being represented here. She's on the elite team at the Carolina Ninja Academy, so she is hoping to set herself a very fast time here. This is brilliant. The fastest so far.
Wow!
Okay, we're fine.
Slams into the platform. Neva, but she carries on just like that. Great perseverance, which is engraved on the gym walls, in fact. But Neva, all right, recovering from that. She is gonna link. She's looking so strong. A little whiff on the trapeze, but has saved herself so much time.
This is good at the moment. Our fastest time to this point, it looks like, by only 0.7 seconds. But she is making big strides out here. Neva climbing up the first warped wall. A nice technique going straight up to the second. And that's going to be our top time, 46.24.
Yeah, I know she's a fan of musicals. It was a bit of a hard knock life when she slammed into that platform. But she recovered and she finished out in style.
Hard knock life is crazy on that one.
Yeah, it was a bit of a hard knock.
Supposedly, yeah.
But she saved it, and that's all that matters.
I don't know what my favorite musical is, actually. I'm going to have to think about that one during the break. But Zan Kanoi, coming out of STEM, also coming out of Carolina Ninja Academy, it looks like. Here she moves Zan Kanoi outside of Ninja. She enjoys spending time with her family, friends, and dog Whiskey. Also enjoys water skiing, tubing, and riding her bike. Coming out of here, age 9 for the season, knows what she has to do to get one of those top times. She's moving through a very efficient pace at the moment. I'm liking the way she's moving through, but now she has to take on the sprints.
Yeah, the sprints prove to be no problem, just a time waster, if anything, and also aims to wind you before what I would say is kind of the crux point. It's not really a killer, more so as it is the separator between one athlete and another. But Zan, good pullback on the trapeze, 15 seconds on the clock, should be enough to get up this warped wall, just briskly sprinting along up the warped wall, gets it just about.
Close. The pull-up is giving her a bit of trouble, though. Zan is gonna get the buzzer, however. 57.44, puts herself into 5th place there. Absolutely incredible stuff. We could see her moving very fast from the very beginning of everything. It's so hard, though, because sometimes you just end up slowing down without realizing it, and you cut the buzzer closer than you would have thought. But she's still able to make it through to the very end. Still very, very good stuff from Zan. Lovely.
Yeah, I mean, just goes to show how strict this placement course really tends to be, because you can go super fast and still not have a lot of time left. But Braden Gasak, our second to last mature kid female competitor. Let's see, she's really tall as well, I'm noticing. Wonder if that'll help her out here. Oh no! No way!
Sadly! Ah, just wasn't able to get feet to leave the platforms at the correct time. It looks like. Look at that. Yeah, it just looked like her butt was just on that platform for too long and it slipped forward, and that's going to be it for Braden's run, sadly.
Yeah, but we're seeing what her height can really do there. Skip that first bar on the laches. I saw her doing some crazy statics as well on the monkey bars. So who knows? I think Braden may be a competitor to look out for in the challenge course, though she may
Definitely
be running
so.
first.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, but we've seen many a time she was going for the top wall as well, but you could see a bit disappointed with that placement run. But the challenge is next. It's going to be a very fun time to see how it happens and how it all plays out. But now we're heading to our first representative from the lab, the new gym founded by Flip Rodriguez and Megan Budway out here. Megan, I was commentating with her last week when it was at Austin Ninjas, and she was very happy to be here at Carolina Ninja Academy, competing tomorrow and coaching all the younger athletes. So let's see if her first out here, which is going to be Avery Gusak, it looks like, on the course. He's very happy, bounding, coming out of Delray Beach, Florida. Competed 10 times throughout the season, age 9. Let's have some fun with this one.
Yeah, raring up to go. I could see Flip in the back. The power couple, Flip and Megan, both going to be competing in the amateur division. But between the here and now, Avery, this is her time to shine. Off to the races she goes, and with some speed behind her as well. Now
this is good.
This is tricky.
You know, they train a lot of fast techniques out at the lab in Florida, a relatively new gym as well. Love the stuff that they do out there. Avery now representing it in a very, very good light. 35 seconds left on the clock as she makes her way over to the laches here. Let's see how she fares. Nice links, using that proportion to good use here. I'm liking it here. Good links. Everyone's buzzing out here. Brilliant stuff. She's going to reach out to that trapeze and make the run for it with 18 seconds left.
One more obstacle left to go for Avery. Looks like she's going to be finishing in spectacular fashion. Just a quick sprint up the warped wall. 10 seconds on the clock. It is irrelevant. Avery, our final run, launches herself into third place. 54.01.
54. Incredible stuff there. Absolutely love that. The fast technique, just link. More links than a dodgy laptop. Oh my lord, that was crazy. I'm proud of myself on that one.
I mean, you're not wrong, but yeah, that'll do it for the mature kids there female division.
Avery, but now it looks like we're going to be having a look at our final female competitor. I think this is Charlotte LaFrance.
Oh yeah,
unless this is Logan.
No,
yeah,
that's not Logan.
Charlotte.
That's Charlotte.
Yeah, just give it a switch up. Give it a switch up. The name will come on very shortly, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll just get that cleared up, and then we will be on to our final run.
Very, very good stuff at the minute. Liking the overall clear rate. I think it's great that we're seeing so many fast athletes. This is Charlotte on the start line. This is going to be a very, very big one. She trains out of Ascend as well. So we're having a, actually, no, I'm wrong.
No, that's Logan who trains at Ascend. We'll get there.
The bio popped on. So Charlotte LaFrance coming along in here. Height of 4'2", wingspan of 4'3", 60 pounds. She is 9 years old, lives in Cape Cod, Massachusetts out here. She's in 4th grade. She loves to swim and eat watermelons, hang out with her friends, go to the beach. Very lively. Let's see if she can put some life into this course. Let's have it.
Yeah, 29 comps under her belt. We're seeing some of that experience, hopefully, in this short placement course run. Easily finds the platform, the balance. Proves to be no problem for her. Her obstacle awareness on full display. Charlotte skipping 2 at a time. Perfect.
She's using all of that experience to good use at the minute, it looks like. Charlotte's sprinting across the floor to get to these next few laches here. 30 seconds left, half a time's gone. Gonna set herself back. Nice stuff there. That first gap was a bit narrow, but now she's in her stride with these further away bars. This is good, Kane.
Yeah, she's got to hit the groove, find that trapeze, and there she is on her way out of this placement course inside of 10 seconds. It's going to be a little tight, though. She's got to get up the warped wall. 5 seconds to do it. Come on, get up top. The climb up's a little slow.
So close. 1 second.
Oh!
Milliseconds coming in. Looks like 0.51 seconds were left on the clock, and Charlotte LaFrance barely squeezing in to be our final buzzer of our mature kid female division. My lord, that was close, but she made it.
Yeah, that's how it is when the margins are so tight and the pace gets pushed to the max. Sometimes it can just come down to the wire like that. But still, our final run of the Mature Kids female division. The Send train keeps on rolling. Hopefully, Logan Gaselica, an Ascend representative, can keep it up. 25 competitions, by the way, Billy.
Wow. Okay, here we go. Our first mature kid male competitor, Logan, coming out of West Warwick in Rhode Island, I think RI is. Here he moves, trains out of Ascend, coached by Gavin Obi and James Burns. He enjoys rock climbing, Pokemon, and rescuing dogs. Let's see if he can get along through the rest of this course here. 40 seconds. He's setting a very fast pace with the green hair bobbing up and down as he runs along the floor. Here he moves over 30 seconds as he pushes along through these bars. Nice underbar. It looked like he tried to set himself forward. I appreciate the effort. Here he moves. Nice reach out, Kane. This is big. 23.
Okay, now trying to find that warped wall. Ooh, the green beast gets to the top of that small warped wall and climbing up finishes in a time of 46.92. Logan putting on an absolute clinic of a performance to start out our mature kid male division.
Definitely one of the fastest that we have seen throughout the entirety of this weekend so far. And I'm hoping to see more runs like that, starting with Zachary Menard coming out of Herndon, Virginia. Is VA?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. My American geography is growing by the day. Here goes Zachary speeding across. Look at the pace that he's setting immediately.
Yeah, leaping and bounding down the zip zip. Zip zip is also what can be used to describe how he took on the crisscross. But from here, the upper body, this is the first test. Obviously going to be no problem. The monkey bars, probably has been doing that since he was like 3 years old. But from here, the laches, another paramount ninja skill. Ooh, powerful on that first one.
Okay, I love the immediate set. You can see he's putting his legs back to continue forward. This is absolutely brilliant from Zachary so far. Coming onto this trapeze, 18 seconds left.
Oh,
back
no!
And just misses it. He's a bit hung up here. He's got slower swings. I don't know if a clear can happen, but he's definitely going to try and make it happen. Here goes Zachary, pushing along through 5 seconds left. He wants that buzzer, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. 1 second as he gets to the ring, and it's over for him.
You know, Zach, I appreciate the aggression that I saw on the laches and on the warped wall, where he really just had to go for broke, if anything, to nix himself as high as he could between competitor to competitor. But yeah, you can see he didn't lean back on the warped wall, and that's something that you sometimes forget on the warped wall, is that you have to lean back or you won't give your feet a lot of room to move. But regardless, not a bad run. Here is Jonah Glazer representing Team Level Up.
Coming out of Greensboro, North Carolina, the same location where our World Championships for all of the divisions were held earlier this year. And here we go, Jonah Glazer representing a big team out here. We've got a lot of Level Up people coming along through this weekend. And Jonah pushing along through. They train a lot of speed there. Let's see if he can translate it very well into a top placement course time. Jonah's definitely trying to do it.
Yeah, big fan of Pokemon. He wants to be the very best like no one ever was, and he's sprinting like Usain Bolt here. From here, the laches. Yep, this should be easy. Taking an extra backswing just to be safe, just to be conservative. It'd be better to finish in a slower time than to go fast and not finish at all.
This is very good so far, Jonah. has got 15 seconds left as he dismounts, and he's going to make the run for it over to the warped walls here. You can see he's a bit pumped, but he's going to try and move on through the rest of it. Going to get onto that wall first off. Here he goes. Oh, the time's really cutting it close, but it looks like Jonah hits the buzzer. 58.12 seconds. He made it just in time. Brilliant.
Yeah, way to leave it all on the course. You can see was starting to feel the wind. It's kind of like a 400-meter dash where you kind of start to feel the lactic near the end. But on a ninja course, you know, there's a little bit of OCR roots in this placement course, so I guess it's not too surprising. But Nolan Augustin, another North Carolina athlete, hopefully can keep the send train rolling. We've seen a lot of finishers so far.
He's on the run out here. This is very quick pacing out here. Not only does he love to run courses, he also creates them and designs obstacles too. This is absolutely brilliant. He's got a lot of experience from every angle of the sport and 5.5 seconds ahead of everyone else. This is some solid pacing here. We can see the pop throughs, not even linking, just pushing his body forward and reaches out immediately. Kane, this might be our new leader.
Nolan, big fan of flag football. We're seeing it here, quick on his feet. Can he be quick up the warped wall, going for the middle one as well?
Oh,
Nolan, 36!
36? Hey, up! That's 10 seconds faster than the fastest time today. That's brilliant. Oh, my Lord. Nolan really setting the pace for what's to come later on. This could be our winner today, possibly with that speed. My goodness, look at that. That was perfect. I really want to see more people take on the course like him.
Wow. And the first person of the day to go for the middle warped wall in the confines of an actual scored run as well. And have it pay off. Just so much to take away from that run, and hopefully something our mature kids coming up can pick up upon. Cyrus said, I know that's something or someone that rings a bell in your mind, and yep, Cyrus sprinting so far through the first two obstacles.
Here he goes. Even though he hasn't competed with the WNL for a long time, he's showing a lot of experience here. The underbar one hand? That's mad. Here he goes. 40 seconds. Cyrus pulling along through here. Nice links here. Popping along through. We saw that technique from our last competitor, Nolan. It looks like Cyrus is trying to challenge that time that he set. He's currently a second behind, but he's trying to make it up here. Sprinting all the way to the end of the warped wall. Can he get up? He gets to that second ring. Getting the pull-up, and that's going to be him in second place, 38.97.
And you can see the distance between second and third as well. Cyrus, it's been a while since he's competed in the WNL, but he's coming back in full force with, I don't even know. A lot of things are going through my head, especially with the past two runners. And they know what they have to do now if they want to run later.
Stuff. 5 more runners left to go, including our first athlete, Mateo Sharon, coming out of Manhasset, New York. So a bit of a trip down out here. Here he moves. He's 3'9" though, so he's one of our shortest mature kids in the field today. Here he moves, holding the ring like a steering wheel, but he's still able to make it across the balancing blocks out there. 45 seconds as he comes into the bars here, moving at a very good motion out here. Loving the stuff we're seeing out of Mateo so far as he runs into the bars.
Yeah, seems a little more smooth and slow on the obstacles themselves, but just making up for it by sprinting through. You know, he is a baseballer, loves his flag football. That would definitely help. But Mateo, a lot of power to carry the momentum into that first trapeze. That'll help a lot. From here, one more obstacle left to go. Mateo, the lower body, in pure agony.
This is big here. 8 seconds getting up to the top. And he gets to the buzzer. 53 seconds there. Wow. So 53.57 seconds all the way to that buzzer. He kept a very solid pace throughout the entirety of that course all the way to the very end. Brilliant stuff. We've seen a lot of clears. I'm going to have to check how many have actually come on through here. Wild stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But here's a competitor that I've been wanting to show what he's made of here on the Premier Series stage. Here is Hank Segal. I actually saw him when he made his debut in Tier 2, and here he is in Premier Series in 2026. Off to the races. He's won the Ninja Carolina League, and hopefully in the Ninja Carolina League gym, he bounced through the monkey bars, but
No, he hasn't.
What
happened
happened?
there? Hang on, replay. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that was a false press of the fail button. Hang on, let's have a look at what happened there. Hang on. So he goes back, comes along through onto the bars.
No, I wonder what happened.
Did he not go forward enough?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Maybe he didn't cross the front plane, and when he went back, they counted it as, maybe a dismount fail or something. But I don't think...
He cut I think they're saying he cut the corner. So you have to go around the pole.
Yeah, because
around the truss, right? So he didn't do that. That's why he's DQ'd from there. Right, I see.
It's very important to note that if you cross the front plane on a dismount platform like that, I don't think you are allowed to go back, because obviously what would be stopping you at that point from just landing on the platform and falling back?
Literally, it's a bit of an odd one to try and figure out. But we have Oliver Greenbaum coming out of Coral Springs, Florida, another lab representative, and here he goes. This is his first year competing. He's on the elite team in Boynton Beach, Florida. He's coached by Flip and Megan. He enjoys retro gaming. Come on, I love retros. And he full cleared stage 1 at his first World Championship. Let's see if he can get a clear coming along into our placement course.
Yeah, Oliver already accomplished so much in his first year in the league, and he looks to be getting another accomplishment under his resume to conquer the placement course right here, right now. Oliver, second trapeze, big pullback to easily find the dismount platform. Oliver almost done, 15 seconds as he takes a stroll down the warped wall lane. And just like that, that will do it.
Indeed it will. 51.38 seconds to that buzzer. Our crew out here in the mature kid male division are absolutely doing brilliant out here with that. I believe that is 7 or 8 clears, I believe, on the mature kid male side of things. That's 6 clears. Yeah, wow. Very much astonished by everyone out here. But we have 2 more competitors left, starting with Elijah Braverman coming out of Durham. He's known as the Buzzer Man. He's been a Ninja Warrior for 5 years. Let's see how he can fare. Elijah sprinting to try and get another buzzer.
Yeah, how poetic would it be to make good on his nickname, find that buzzer? Well, first things first, these obstacles, which aren't too hard in and of itself, but you gotta go fast relative to the others. Elijah going quickly down the gym floor, and then, we're seeing some similar maneuvers to what we saw from Nolan, kind of popping through 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and Elijah gone into the warped wall.
This is good. 25 seconds is making the run up to the second warped wall ring. I like the technique we're seeing here. Elijah Braverman getting to the buzzer in 3rd place, 41.55. One of the faster times we've seen throughout the day out here. I think that would have got him first in the kids division, honestly. But oh my goodness me, 41 seconds. I'm loving the pace that these guys are just coming out and destroying this course with.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I've come to expect from our youth divisions, is that they kind of, being the cream of the crop, they know how to launch themselves across bar tech and whatnot. But we have one competitor left. He comes from Georgia, Angel Vega.
Here goes Angel. 13 competitions is the amount he's competed in throughout the season, and that experience is definitely paying off here. He is not stopping for anything. Even a little stumble is not going to phase our Angel out here going across the truss, and here he moves. 44 seconds. He's sprinting over. Let's see how he fares on bars.
Yeah, has a score to settle to get atop the leaderboard. Has a little bit of a stumble with the bars, but has found his groove here. Gets onto that trapeze and immediately finds the second one that's going to do wonders for his time. Now, sprinting into the warped wall. What's it going to be? Decisions. First or second? He goes for the top
second all the
bar.
way to the top. Here we go. 40.08. Another 3rd place time. Wow, what a way to end things out on our very speedy placement course. You could see here, none of our kids stopped to move out here. They all wanted to just absolutely crush it, and they did. Angel being a very, very good bit of proof of that. Getting to the buzzer and ending our impeccable placement course that we just had 8 clears overall, with only Zachary and Hank not being able to get those buzzers, sadly. But Hank is going to be a very, very good fella to have going first on our challenge course. But shout out to Nolan for getting the top time of 36.19 seconds. Brilliant stuff there. We also had our women do absolutely insane as well. We had Neva taking home the top timer with 46.24, but Braden Gusak is going to be our first competitor on the challenge course once we get there. So let's see how we fare once we get there. Kane, that was brilliant. I can't wait now.
Yeah, the bar was set sky high for our mature kids, and they performed at their maximum possible effort. We saw no punches pulled, and hopefully that is a grind set that is carried into this challenge course. A challenge course that only saw one finisher in the kids division. Will the success ramp up? I guess we'll find out.
I'm very much hoping that it does. We have a lot of potential with all these mature kids, and we will see you guys in about 10 minutes after a short break. We'll see you in a sec.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Here at Stage 4 Designs, we are all about innovation and athlete safety. We've been doing this since 2015, designing the most innovative obstacles in the sport, and now with our partnership with the World Ninja League, we are very excited to bring some of our best designs to the highest level athletes in the world. For our process, it all kind of starts right here in our digital design. There's a much more deliberate process now in what we do, with our goal being of the utmost in athlete safety. So we put everything into our digital design first, make sure it's all going to work, then we procure the parts. We learned the process and refined it to what we feel are some of the highest quality urethane products you're going to find in the Ninja space, and that all happens here at our custom-built workbench. A lot goes into our urethane, and we are very proud of the work that we do there. Everything that we build here at Stage 4 is all custom made in-house. It's not like we have a stock of a bunch of stuff. So when you do place an order with us, that order comes through and we basically build everything from scratch. Paint department is scalable. We basically hand paint most things, but some things that require a little bit more spray or bigger, we're capable of that as well. These athletes put these obstacles through some of the most rigorous circumstances that you can think of, and we want to try to plan for every contingency. We never want an obstacle to break on anybody. We always want our stuff to feel solid and not move around a whole lot, so that the athletes can trust their skills to throw the biggest moves that they possibly can on anything that we put out there. Our CNC machine handles all of most of our flat goods. It's the workhorse around here. It actually does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of cutting things out. We don't do any of our flat goods by hand. We make sure that everything is exactly the same and replicable, so that, you know, if you're doing courses or you have athletes that are going either head to head or the same obstacle that you're going to find at one Ninja gym is going to feel exactly the same if you go to another Ninja gym or your home for that matter, so that there's consistency with all of our product. Over the years, as we've added to our suite of products that we offer, we realized that pipe and metalworking is becoming more and more commonplace in Ninja obstacles, and to meet that demand, we've added the ability to do that here as well. So a lot of the obstacles that you'll see that we design and develop are meant to go on truss, and pipes are a big part of that. So we've added a pipe bending station here, and look for, in the future, us to offer a lot more innovative obstacles that kind of exist in that space where pipes are a big part of it. So here, everything that we put out is tested by real ninjas before it goes out. We want to make sure that our obstacles can stand all sorts of unforeseen circumstances. We know that Ninja athletes move in ways that are innovative and new, and we want to try to account for as many of those as we can and make sure that those obstacles hold up. So we test everything. Over the last 10 years, Stage 4 Designs has been committed to developing the most innovative obstacles that you're going to find, but also the safest and most reliable obstacles. Our motto here is elevating obstacles. We do feel that on this platform, we can take something that's both fun and creative, but also elevate it to an industry that deserves to stand on its own.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the WNL Premier Series qualifier out here at Carolina Ninja Academy in North Carolina. My name is Billy Dixon. I am joined alongside Kane Malden out here today for our challenge course for the Mature Kids division that's going to be starting very shortly after an incredible placement course.
Yeah, we saw a lot of finishers in the Mature Kids division. Between our 19 athletes, I believe we had, I want to say 15 finishers, which is absolute lunacy when you consider that the kids division had a pretty tough shake of things, all things considered. But yeah, with that all said and done, the challenge course, this is going to be, well, a challenge. It wouldn't be called that for nothing.
Indeed. So we have our challenge course about to commence out here. We have every athlete allowing themselves 2 retries, but you can only utilize a retry once on an obstacle, meaning that if you fail an obstacle twice or 3 separate obstacles, your run's over, and ultimately determines who qualifies for our Premier Series finals. The Premier Series finals are going to be at Ascend Obstacle Training in Marlborough, Massachusetts, and the top 4 athletes in every division, male and female, will be able to advance to that prestigious competition. A lot of our athletes are after it. I cannot wait to see who's ultimately going to be able to get through here. We got a lot of competition. We have 9 kid females and 10 kid males. For the Mature Kids division out here. We have our females going first, with our first competitor being Braden Gussack out here coming out of Delray Beach, Florida. And our fastest competitor on the placement course is going to be going last, which was Neva McClure, who came out a regular at Carolina Ninja Academy and put on an absolutely stellar performance. Not only do we have a bunch of athletes here this weekend, but we have so much more throughout the entirety of the rest of the year, basically up to October and November. Next week is going to be a big one where we have Vitality Obstacle Fitness taking the charge. And then 2 weeks after that, it's True Function Ninja Training Ground in the UK, Life Force Ninja in Washington, Dexterity Depot in Pennsylvania, District 44 in France, Albany Ninja Lab in New York, FitSet Ninja in Canada, MLab Ohio, and the Ascend Obstacle Training Finals a month after our final qualifier, making sure everyone is well prepared for the Premier Series final. It's going to be absolutely an incredible time to see all of the world's best ninjas take on the 2 courses that are going to be happening at Ascend. I cannot wait for that one, man. It's going to be so good.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we're still 3 months out from the end of Premier Series this season. Yeah, we've still got a long way to go, but Carolina has not disappointed so far. A lot of action in the first 1.5 age divisions, let alone.
Indeed. So it's going to be a very, very big one out here. All of these guys for the Mature Kids division, at least, are going to really have to work hard for the divisions out here at Carolina Ninja Academy, because there are more than 4 athletes in each division, and only 4 of them can go through. So we're really whittling down the best of the best from the top 25% of all athletes that we have in the entire Premier Series to an even smaller percentage when we get down over to the finals. So our females and males are really going to have to put in the work here if they want to get through to the Premier Series finals, which I'm really hoping we get a good set of athletes coming along through. We have our demo runner that's going to be running along through very shortly. Hello there to another one of our camera women out there. Lovely stuff. But this challenge course is wreaking havoc in the kids division, Kane.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of trouble for our kids. None of our kids female athletes could finish. Only 1 kids male could conquer the challenges set up. It's an 11 obstacle long gauntlet, an absolute nightmare for all that have faced it so far, that few have triumphed over.
There's only been 1 clear throughout the entirety of the Premier Series out here today for our competition in Carolina Ninja Academy, but we're going to be having our demo run. Take it on now. So let's see what our athletes are up against. This is our first obstacle in the entirety of the course, which is blocks, blocks, blocks. Then we turn around over to Around the World in Holds. We have a lot of holds that these kids are going to have to maneuver across to get to the opposing platform. And now we move along on to the Don't Touch My Blocks, which was wreaking havoc in our kids division. A lot of retries had to be used on this one, where you go over the top of these blocks. You cannot touch them or else you'll be forced to use a retry out here. So if you have long limbs, this obstacle is definitely not going to favor you at all. But regardless, our athletes are really going to have to lock in for that one and be very aware of where all of their limbs are. And then we move on to the Elite Killer, otherwise known as Turbo Rolls, circa 2024. It's absolutely insane that they're back here. But, oh, it looks like we have even more. We have some parallel bars that our athletes are going to have to traverse across after the Turbo Rolls. Interesting stuff. And then we move on to picking fruit out here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness me.
You're going to have to pick some fruit off of the limbs, so to speak. Yeah, unhook, rehook those bananas. Again, the bananas aren't too terrible holds, at least. They are a little more forgiving than a nunchuck, mind you. But yeah, good luck, guys.
You can see here the cliff lachets coming along through on our 6th obstacle, cliffs. Where we have a couple of jumps to be made out here with some trapezes within that area. And then we come along through onto Gravity is Real as we take the tag along onto our next demo runner, where we start out with a trapeze on a sideways hold, or not a hold, a platform, as we have our athletes onto that cross section on that bar, coming along through, swinging along down.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, oh, they're going to have to make a salmon ladder move, possibly, or you could just lachey down to it. It's ultimately up to you. But now we move on to we move on to balance maze out here, where there were typically 2 sets of double rails. Now there's only 1 at the end. It's going to be a very, very fun time to see that. Then we move on to the big rig over here, which is the swoop talk. Coming along through, these athletes need a good setup to get on through to those rings, and they have to move on to a TikTok, which may or may not be swinging once you start trying to get over to it. It ultimately depends on if you knock it forward or not, and then it'll go back and forth shortly. Having a look after that, there was originally a trapeze between the TikTok and the platform, but there isn't anymore for our mature kids. And now we have some big skyhook moves with even smaller rings now compared to what we had earlier on. Our mature kids are going to have to reach far and jump far if they want to try and get through this one. It's a big ask here. Okay, so they have a skyhook move to actually make, and it's difficult. It's possible for them to maybe skip it, but we're just going to have to see once we get there. And then the final obstacle is, Are You Tired Yet? Which is going to be a tough one for these guys to take on, especially when their muscles are going to be absolutely whining at them, begging to stop being used. But at the end, and to get that buzzer and to get the fastest clear, you're going to have to get up to the top of this rope and get to the buzzer that's dangling from the ceiling of Carolina Ninja Academy, and that is your course.
Wow. Yeah, so it gets harder, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't think it's too out of the question that we can see a couple of finishers here, given the skill level of our field that we have witnessed in the placement course. So honestly, that uncertainty kind of gives me a bit of excitement. But we're going to be taking a quick intermission just to make sure everything's running smoothly when our competitors are raring up to go.
Indeed, so we're going to fix a couple of issues with cameras. It's literally going to be a 2-minute break. We'll see you in a sec. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Sorry for that quick intermission. We're going to be getting straight on into our runs, it looks like, for our mature kid male division out here at Carolina Ninja Academy. My name is Billy Dixon. I am joined alongside Kane Maldon, getting ready to go for our mature kids to commence the challenge course.
Yeah, so we've gone through the demo run. We know what to expect, and we're going straight into our first run. This is going to be Braden Gusak, who, honestly, I think had the inner workings to make a great placement course run. It was just a simple mistake, if anything, on balance, which is, you know what, that's par for the course on a placement course.
Braden Gusak, our first competitor within the mature kid female division. Going to be coming out of Delray Beach, Florida, representing the lab. We got Flip on the sideline. Love the stuff that they do in the lab. Being our first competitor, it's quite a big pressure for an entire division of females and males, but we know that she is a very, very good competitor, hoping to make waves, being the first competitor on the challenge course. She's being quite careful, but necessarily careful on this big don't touch the box obstacle. Coming along through 3 minutes left, making her way down to the descent mat. And now this is the first big change. The turbo rolls coming along into even more upper body with the parallel bars. You have multiple ways you can go about it. The two-handed approach, I think, is the best way to go about it. There are different ways they can be done. I've seen them at like adventure parks in the UK and the US for the actual Ninja Warrior brand. And there are different ways to do them faster. But regardless, Braden now has to take on the hooking bananas out here, which is new. It was typically a banana on each of the straps in the kids division, but now it's a difficult change for our mature kids. But here she goes, 2 minutes and 22 seconds as she makes the way through onto the banana and makes the dismount coming onto the cliffs.
Yeah, Braden, I believe our tallest athlete in the mature kid female division, and we're seeing how that can really help you out here. These big moves and the precise moves as well. If you're shorter, you can't obviously straight arm it and reach out. But Braden, just a little more. She's onto that final trapeze and already halfway done with the challenge course. So easy does it here for Braden. Got to climb up, and now she is looking at gravity is real and crucial. Bear in mind.
Here we go for Braden. Going to take a massive swing over. Looks like it's going to be a massive jump as well. A large distance being covered from the first trapeze over to that spinning bar. But now making her way onto the salmon ladder. Makes the skip. Careful on that swing there. But she makes the dismount accordingly. As she now comes along through onto the balance here.
Yeah,
that's solid time. Skips that third rail. As she now makes her way over to the swing talk.
Yeah, has a minute 7 left. This is a good amount of time, though I would like to see her go a little bit faster. These obstacles do take a long time to beat, especially these last few.
She's got the reach out to that ring here, but 50 seconds left. She knows that she doesn't have a lot of time left in the grand scheme of this course, but coming along in the TikTok. Gonna get a lot of power to get off, but you need to leave the TikTok at the exact right time. Any earlier or late will be off, but she's got it. With 35 seconds left, she's gonna get herself ready for the sky hooks.
Yeah, brief chalk up. That's all she can really afford at this point. And now this is going to be a major time crunch here. 22 seconds, gets onto that ring. The hands starting to give a little bit. But now comes the point of return here, the turnaround. Can she get a bit of purchase here to get to that? What's she going to do here? Braden!
Here she goes. Nearly goes for that skip there, but sadly that's going to be, well, a first retry used. But with 6 seconds left, I'm not too sure if any magic is going to happen here due to how long the obstacle naturally takes. So we're going to see Braden give herself a second go here. It does take quite a while to reset, I say. So coming along here, just getting everything set up, ready to go. Let's see how she fares. Coming along in. 6 seconds left. The time. Getting ready to go. And she's ready. 3 seconds, though. It just takes a long time, and she sadly misses her grip. And that's going to be it for Braden there. Setting the precedent with a very, very good run to start things out for our female division.
Yeah, with 8 competitors coming up after her. She knew she had to set the bar high, and she was capable of doing so given her frame, her height, how fast she was going in the placement course. So I'm glad to have seen what she was made of right here in this challenge course. And we'll see how that holds up.
Nearly had that ring there. You could see she was diving out far to get it. I think it's definitely possible for our mature kids to beat, but it just comes down to if they're able to make it. Now, coming along through over to Vida Shoemaker, 4'8", 75 pounds, starting Ninja in 2023. She's been doing ninja competitions since she was 7 years old, now age 10. She loves running and meeting her friends while training and competing. To honor her late father, who was also an athlete, she wears his Tough Mudder headband when she runs. Helps her feel safe and gives her confidence. And it feels like the confidence she's getting from him is flowing along through in a brilliant light as she's making her way through these first 3 obstacles with relative ease.
But now this is where the going gets rough. She's got to solve this tough equation. This is going to be tough. This coconut climb-esque obstacle. Climbing up. But so far, so good. Now to potentially hook the legs up. Oh, careful of the block. But Vita's able to save it. Now, leading with the hands. This is tough because you have to unhook the legs or, risk swinging into that block. Either way, it's a tough shave. But Vida, nice. Okay, no backswing.
Good. 2 minutes and 35 seconds left as she makes her way down. A big one here. Nice clear. But here she goes on the turbo rollers. Doesn't have a lot of momentum coming into that first trapeze there, but she's going to utilize only 1 bar. Gibboning along through. Lovely stuff there. But now 2 minutes and a quarter left as she comes into the bananas.
Yeah, these bananas, we saw these give Braden a little bit of trouble. And once you kind of whiff, that's where it gets even harder, honestly, because you're trying to hook onto a moving target. Vida, oh no, misses again, but oh no!
It looks like she was just having a bit of trouble hanging on there for an extended amount of time whilst also trying to be precise, which is a very difficult thing to do. But let's see if Vida can come along through. Everything's ready, set up for her. She's got 1 minute and 54 seconds left in the grand scheme of this course. Nearly halfway through it. This is a first retry. Needs to make it through this obstacle if she wants to get further in this course. Trying to eject it and rehook it in. She's got it. Trying to progress along through here. Grabbing lower on the former banana. But she's having trouble pulling it out. Has she got it? Yes, so close to the end now. Come on, Vida. Almost gets it. Yes, lovely. 1 minute and 25 left as she chalks up for the cliffs.
Yeah, the essence of the retry system is that you can make a mistake on an obstacle, and then just like that, you can correct it, just as Vida has done. Doesn't get any easier, though, and she tried to lead with one of her hands. The backhand, though, gives way, and there goes her final retry.
Here we go, Vida. Second time around, but this is a final retry. It looks like she needs to get ready. It looks like her hands are just giving her a bit of trouble here, but she's moving very well coming along in these cliffhangers. Progressing further. 50 seconds left on the clock. She's still got time to get a couple more clears on individual obstacles using the top bogey, and she's got it. But now comes along onto Gravity is Real. This is going to be a big one here. 35 seconds as she chalks up. Hopefully he's going to get another clear before time expires.
Yeah, not a lot of time, not a lot of options, but Vida, this course is now asking perfection from her. With both of her retries spent, gets onto that first bar, and with no more retries to give, that's it.
That's going to be it for her, sadly. Very well done to her. Brilliant stuff overall. I like the perseverance we had. Was moving very efficiently throughout the long-winded obstacles, using those retries to the best of her ability, but sadly just wasn't enough. That strength was just completely gone at the end of the in the middle of Gravity is Real there. Let's see Having a look at that grip, just gave out, sadly, and that's going to be it for her run. Very well done. But now we have our final competitor of the placement course from earlier in the female division. It's going to be Charlotte LaFrance coming out of Centerville, Massachusetts.
Yeah, Charlotte, I believe the first of our many finishers on the placement course. Great to see. Hopefully we will see some of that skill on display here. Was able to get one buzzer. Maybe we're going to see if she can make it 2 for 2 today. First things first, these holds going to the potato, or whatever that is. I don't even know. And then Thor's hammer.
Coming along through 3 minutes and 20 seconds. This is a very solid pace, nearly a second ahead of the rest of the field. I know that Charlotte definitely wants to get further in this course. Here she goes, 3 minutes on the clock. She's seen Braden get to nearly the end of the course where it's over the big inflatable bag. But she's got to be very careful to not hit any of her body on those blocks. And she's past the tough part. Just needs to come on down here. Descending well. Under 3 minutes now as she comes into turbo rolls.
Yep, okay. Little shaky with the steps, but the turbo rollers give you no sense of security. So I guess that's to be expected. Now these wavy bars. Yeah, very easy exit path for Charlotte. Now, this is where she's really going to be put to the test here. Her tech, her fine motor control of these bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Here she goes, 2 minutes, 20 seconds as she takes the pull back onto the dismount platform. And here she moves now, coming along into the cliffs. Nearly identical with Braden's time up to this point. But she's going to come along through here, just over 2 minutes. As she makes the first grab onto that cliff. Needs to try and get the momentum.
Okay, building it up once more. Charlotte sporting the Charmander on her back here. And has been putting up a fire run so far. But can she keep it going here? The trapeze! Yes, just about gets it.
Here she goes, 1 minute and 40. Making the dismount here. Lovely stuff. This is still possible. Needs to get on top of this box. And prepare herself to get ready for Gravity is Real. This one has potential to be one of the most dangerous obstacles in the entire course with such massive jumps with spinning bars that can definitely assist you with losing your grip. But here goes Charlotte with the big jump here, trying to get herself ready for it, and she's got it. Needs to try and continue on further, which she has done.
Yeah, trapeze, a little more nice on the hands. It doesn't really like to spin on you. Same with the salmon ladder bar since it's not in that cradle. But comes a very, very, very far dismount. Charlotte building it up, digging deep. Can't get there, though.
Fine. Oh, the foot just trailed behind, sadly. Gonna have to give it a second try now. Not one of the obstacles you want to use on a retry due to how long it can take to properly get the momentum all sorted and ready to go. Charlotte, though, needs to pull on through and get ready.
Yeah, this is a tough predicament to dig yourself out of here, given how long this obstacle can be. Again, the double-edged sword of the retry system is that, yes, you can beat an obstacle if you make a mistake on it, but if you fall near the end of a pumpy obstacle like this, you basically have to do it twice.
Here we go. 28 seconds.
No!
Almost there.
Both feet
Just
were
got
there!
to the end of that one. And nearly had it basically identical. It just seemed like the final swing was too much for her to grasp there. And that's going to be it for Charlotte LaFrance, sadly. Still did a very, very good job holding down the Massachusetts 4 out here in North Carolina. But it was just the end result there. The final dismount being too much for her. It was so close. She was literally on the platform too. So sad.
Yeah, her first attempt, she trailed back with one leg. Second attempt, she got both feet on but fell back. Was super close. Not a bad run at all, though. Just, a tough obstacle. A tough course.
Here we go with our fourth competitor on the course. Is going to be Zan Kanoy. And coming out of STEM, North Carolina. And outside of Ninja, she enjoys spending time with her family, friends, and her dog Whiskey. enjoys water skiing, tubing, and riding her bike. Doing a very, very solid job of what's going on throughout the first areas of this challenge course. Coming along through with the third obstacle in 3 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. This is a big time waster, but hopefully she's able to get through it efficiently.
Yep, so far so good. The ascending portion, though, the easy section, I guess, for lack of a better word, then the middle transitionary section here. Ooh, nice! The first competitor to lead with their legs. That's going to make this descending section a lot easier.
Indeed, it is. She's mixing up her hands and her legs at the minute, it looks like, on the bar with them being crisscrossed. But regardless, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. She's trying to make the descent here, which she's speeding up on. I think she knows she has to speed up if she wants to get one of those top finishing times. But this is brilliant so far. 2 minutes and 35 seconds as she's making her way through one of the parallel bars at a very solid pace at the minute, hoping to keep it up.
Yep, riding a wave here. Very familiar with water skiing, but Ninja is a sport where you don't want to get wet. Well, you know, there's no water, but you get it. The bananas now. She must voyage upon.
This is solid stuff out here. Unfortunately, is having a bit of trouble at the start of the obstacle, though. It's a very difficult one to try and detach because the little ring that you have to insert it on stays with you for just a second. And if you're not able to pull up on it in time, then it just stays with you. So she's trying to get the hang of it. 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Her grip has got to be screaming at her, and it looks like she's going to have to take a retry here due to the fact she was having trouble hooking them in and out.
Not a terrible place to take a retry, though she is going to have to get it together on the second try. It's a slow obstacle, and one that you don't want to be hanging on for too long.
It's going to be a big one here. Nearly had it, but it looks like within every single swing that she's taken, unfortunately, just couldn't have it. Looks like the bananas were too much for Zan to master out there, but they are really finicky, in all fairness to her. They're such a faff when it comes to trying to get through it all, but overall still very, very good skill showcase from her.
Yeah, the banana is just showing how much they can split our competitors, throw them for a loop. Nothing on this course can be taken for granted.
Coming on now to our next competitor, which is going to be Jojo Musa, coming out of Durham, North Carolina. Got MJ on the side. Getting ready to go. Here we move. And she is off and running. Our athletes are going to have to really be fast throughout this course with the 3 minutes and 45 seconds that the course allows them. They have to utilize every second to the best amount of potential. The top 25% of all athletes in their region and the World Championships really wanting to perform here, but it looks like she's having a bit of trouble moving along these first few holds, but Jojo salvages it. Going to lose a couple of seconds, though, but hopefully she's able to resolve it all.
Yeah, no retry, no harm, no foul. I think she was just a little unconfident with the hand placement, but here, placement is everything, and you gotta be, I don't know, diligence is key. That is the takeaway, and looks like she is going to be leading with the feet as well. Glad to be seeing this from our mature kids, because that means, yeah, you barely have to detach your legs from that middle pole. It's an easy down climb.
This is solid. 2 minutes and 35 seconds as she makes her way down to the platform. Lovely stuff. Trying to save some seconds when available in order to get higher up on that leaderboard to get one of those Premier Series finalist slots. But Jojo going to try her best to move on through, going to the right, working with each hand, and swings down with only one hand. I like the style that was given with that one. But now 2 minutes and 10 seconds to chalks up. We've seen people have trouble with these bananas. Let's see if Jojo can muster them.
All right, first things first, to pluck them off of their hooks where they rest. Oh no, this is finicky. Finicky. Threading the needle, though. Jojo has a long way to go. A few more moves.
Ooh, careful there with that banana. It just seems to be moving more and more, that circle. A minute and 40, tries to yank it in there, and it works for her. Is she going to use the same technique this time? Yes, and it works. 1 minute and 35 seconds, gets to the dismount. She's able to carry on with the run.
Okay. I really liked that, courtesy of the coach as well, to advise her to hook it in as aggressively as can be. And now to carry on. Still a perfect run so far. Hasn't used a single retry. And that trapeze within her grasp of, and it won't spin on her as well. So nothing to worry about for JoJo. A minute left, though, into Gravity is Real, and a long way to go with these obstacles, all very, very long and arduous.
Taking the backswing, uniform with where she wants to be swinging with the forefront. Can she get the grab? Yes, she can. Immediately going into this trapeze, she wants to get further on into this course, and with that, she needs to be fast. Here she goes, JoJo ejects the bar out of the rung in the process, but she's now in second place with 30 seconds coming into the balance.
Oh!
Now she's got 25 as she ascends up to the sky rig.
20 seconds, though, for this obstacle. Reeling in the bar. That includes the trapeze, but the clock is ticking. Gotta dig deep, push the pace if she can. Oh no, but not a lot of swing on the TikTok and no grasp of the ring. The time is going to expire.
Oh, that's going to be it for her. Sadly, stranded on the TikTok, just has to get down. It seemed like when she was on the back end of that time limit on the slider there, it just looked like she killed her momentum once she got onto the TikTok, once it was going out, and she was just kind of stranded with it, which ultimately stopped her from getting one of those top times. So looks like she's going to put herself into second. Still a very, very good run there from JoJo. Did a great job, just wasn't able to do it. She killed the momentum once she got onto the TikTok, and that was going to be it. But now, moving on to our top 4 females from the placement course, meaning that from Amelia onward, we're going to be having people set into the Premier Series finals.
Yeah, Amelia Shiremeyer, I believe our first mature kid to have ran in the placement course, running a little more towards the end in the grand scheme of things. But Amelia put up a very impressive time. We know what she's capable of. Takes hold of that potato and the hammer.
This is solid. 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the fastest pace by a couple of milliseconds now. Moving along up to the top of the rig now.
Yep, moving right along. Has a little heel hook reminiscent of some climbing tech. But now, okay, leading with the hands. Not a bad strategy, but different, and it requires some good core strength. But Amelia, I'm sure that's within her wheelhouse, as long as she dodges the block. Oh, come on! Oh!
So close! Is she fine? Yes, okay. Brilliant stuff there. Nearly went out, but she was able to make it through. Onto the 4th obstacle now, which is the turbo rollers, moving into these parallel bars, which is moving along through. Very wide grips as well, trying to cover as much distance as she can, which is nice. 2 minutes and 27 seconds now.
Yeah, we've really been seeing some Mission Impossible kind of maneuvers out of Amelia. Speaking of which, to thread the needle with these bananas, each move as hard as the first, coming very close to the ground as well, but looks to be in the zone to unhook and rehook. So far, so good. Actually hasn't made a mistake.
Here she moves. Going along through the rest of the obstacles here as she gets onto these cliffhangers. Trying to start out the moves here. 1 minute and 50 seconds. Turns around. Nice 180 movements out here. Amelia not having a problem. 1 minute and 40 as she pulls on back. Goes up to those bogies, but just misses the first grab. She's going to try her best to salvage herself, which she has done. Just needs that dismount, and then she'll be moving on to the next obstacle, which is Gravity is Real, which has taken out a lot of people.
Yeah, catching a spinning bar while pumped is a deadly combination, but Amelia still has time in hand, can still get a couple points in tow. Amelia building it up here. Will it be enough to catch on? No!
Oh,
I
no.
think she might have had it, but the distance came up short.
One more attempt on this obstacle. She's going to be using her first retry here. If she gets past this one, she has the opportunity to use another retry if it'll let her. Here she moves. 1 minute left to go. Wants to get through this one. Needs to first off get a centered swing. Doing okay at the minute. Trying her best to get through to that bar. Second time around. Does she have enough in her tank? Yes, she does.
Oh, that was a big grab. Almost peels out on that trapeze. Oh, come on, Amelia. Get out of there. Building it up. Big dismount. One backswing, and that's not enough.
Oh, so close, man. She nearly had it. It was nearly there. Redeemed herself all the way to the end. Just that tiny foot tap at the end was what cost her. Almost had it, dude.
Ah, man. What a fight, though, out of Amelia. And with that, I do believe our current first place competitor is guaranteed to be going to the Premier Series finals. Is that correct?
Yeah, and it was actually our first competitor, which was Braden Gussack. But now we have another Gussack in Avery coming out of the lab. Has competed 10 times throughout the regular season of WNL. Megan Birdway on the sideline. Here goes Avery.
Yep, Avery traveled a long distance alongside her coaches to get here to compete. Ordinarily would be able to compete in her home state, but this time had to make the long trip out to North Carolina, which I guess you already have to do for the championships, so I guess it's not too alien.
Here goes Avery. No problem for her as she makes her way up this rig out here to try and avoid the blue boxes here. A lot of people have been slow on this one, but it seems like Avery's trying to make up as much time as she can. She's keeping her legs up high. Her core must be screaming at her at this point. Here she moves. Gonna descend. Yes, perfect stuff there. A very supportive sideline in all ways. 2 minutes and 50 seconds, bounding across the turbo rolls. And now she has to propel herself upward to get to the parallel bars. Gonna scurry along sideways.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Such urgency out of Avery, which is good to see because this challenge course is not forgiving in the avenue of time.
2 minutes and 25 seconds now as she's able to chalk up and get ready for these bananas. She's seen people have a bit of trouble with this one. Let's see how we fare coming along in these bananas. Needs to be careful with getting them out of those hooks, which she is. Very solid progress being made in good time. Seems like she's just pulling down hard, though, which is killing a bit of momentum. But regardless, she's through. 2 minutes left. This is very good.
Yeah, absolutely. These cliffs, I know she's dealt with her fair share. It's the trapeze where
like
she
one of her
missed her
hands.
grab.
Yeah, one of her hands was just not... it was just sticking to the cliff, basically, whilst the rest of herself was going along through here. Needs to chalk up, regroup herself. Let's see how she fares coming along second time around.
All right, yeah. A rebate here for Avery. An important lifeline. One that she won't take for granted. But Avery, the Rugrat, as her jersey says, looking at this trapeze. The first one did her in on her first go. But second try, throws it to the wayside.
Very solid. 1 minute and 15 seconds. Gonna make her way over to this next obstacle. She might be feeling a bit pumped after having to do the cliffhangers twice. But regardless, she's gonna persevere. 1 minute and 5 seconds as she moves along through onto Gravity is Real.
Yeah, has to keep moving here. Has maybe 30, 40 seconds to get to the swoop talk faster than JoJo, which would lock her into the Premier Series finals. But time will tell. Oh,
Bit too short on that. One more attempt for Avery, it looks like.
Oh, I think there may have been some sort of malfunction with NinjaWorks, and she collapses in agony, or
Has
whatever.
a bit of time, it looks like, possibly. Unless maybe it's a rerun later?
I think they're going to be giving her a rerun.
Maybe, yeah. You could see there, before the timer kind of glitched out, she was still moving through at a very solid pace. 1, 2, 3, 4 across those turbo rolls. You could see very, very calculated throughout the run as well. Unfortunate that she had to basically cut her run short, but she'll be back soon enough once she's seen a couple more people come along through. Let's see if our second to last competitor, unless Avery's not, no. So it's going to be Lucy Smith coming along next up, coming out of Fuquay Varina, North Carolina, age 10, started competing in 2024. Let's see how she fares.
Yeah, placed second on the placement course, was our second fastest finisher, obviously, which means that I think we're going to be in for a bit of a treat in regards to her abilities here. We're well aware of what she can do. However, it's one thing to stomp a speed course, another thing to stomp a challenge course.
Regardless, here goes Lucy. Moving along through the first couple of moves out here on our course with 3 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock fully. As she makes the turnaround over to the next couple of holds.
Yeah, doesn't want to waste any time here. These first two obstacles, kind of a way to ease into what's to come here. And just like that, 2 obstacles down. 9 to go.
Here she goes, 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Moving along the top. This is a very efficient pace here. It looks like whenever one limb isn't moving, the others are. And I like that consistency in movement. Lucy Smith clearing that obstacle in a very fast manner. 18 seconds ahead of the rest of the field now due to that. Nice pop through. I like it from our cubing ninja. Very solid stuff from Lucy. Now she's got to chalk up, get ready for these banana holes.
Yeah, I love the synergy, the way her body is moving here on these obstacles. You know what they say, slow is smooth, smooth is fast, and she's not getting hung up too badly here. Besides maybe, oh, wait, a skip out of Lucy, and she skips the last unhook.
Right, okay. That was very, very solid, saving like 3 seconds-ish due to that move. But now we're going to see Lucy Smith prevail on these cliffs. This is very, very good, Kane. If this carries on with no retries used, we could see a look at the final obstacle.
Yeah, I mean, we could see a buzzer here with this kind of speed, but Lucy still, it's going to be tough. When the going gets rough, she's got to make it through these tough elements. In fact, this obstacle, this dismount, has proven to be a thorn in the side of many.
This is very good. Swing along down. No problems with it, it looks like. Gonna build up a massive swing ready for that dismount, and she has got it. 27.2 seconds ahead of everyone else now. 1 minute and a half as she makes her way through the treacherous balance as she now makes her way up to the swoop talk.
Yeah, calls herself the cubing ninja. She knows how to solve a couple of unscrambled Rubik's Cubes. Nothing quite like this, though. Well, it's tough to say. 43 quintillion possible combinations on a Rubik's Cube, but maybe this is the winning combination for Lucy Smith.
Here we go. 1 minute. She's swinging about opposite with what she wants to be with the TikTok, but even then she still makes it out. 50 seconds. Trying to pull back as far as she can to get the momentum down to the platform, which she's got. But now, 45 seconds. Lucy Smith has currently qualified for the Premier Series Finals, but I'm knowing that she wants more now that she's at Skyhooks.
Yeah, and she's got to keep moving. I don't think she can afford to take a retry with the amount of time left on the clock. The ring behind her drops, but safe and sound on the second one. Now eyeing up this next skyhook move, or perhaps a grab to the big ring.
Trying her best. It looks like a grip might be giving out soon enough, but she's still going to try and persevere to that ring skip, and it's not going to be enough. 13.5 seconds. Let's see if some magic can happen.
Yeah, Lucy gonna be taking home a medal here. However, I guess there is one silver lining to taking a retry on this obstacle. It is that it takes forever to reset. So while this is being reset, she can take a long while to kind of collect herself.
Now then, here she goes. 10 seconds left.
Whoa!
Makes it to that skip. Wow.
Hold on!
And no,
Oh,
nearly had
no!
it. You could see the fingers were on the ring, but just wasn't enough to follow through with it, sadly. So that was brilliant. Well deserved of first place now.
Yeah, a bold strategy at the end. Just a bold run the whole way through. Very efficient. I love the skip here because while it saves maybe 3 seconds, it probably saves even longer, especially if you make a little mistake trying to unhook or rehook. Regardless, excellent run out of Lucy there. That cements her onto the podium.
Absolutely insane stuff there. But now, second to last, because Avery Gusak is going to get a rerun. It was our first place finisher on the placement course for the mature kid female division. It's now going to be Neva McClure coming out of Matthews, North Carolina. She was on the elite team at Carolina Ninja Academy. She won the Southeast Regionals and had a 120-point season, and she's going blazingly fast at the minute. This is insane.
Yeah, just keep in mind, by the way, for those watching, a 120-point season is literally as good as it can get. So, yeah, she had kind of a crazy season. And she had a very crazy placement course as well, given that she was our fastest finisher. So, Neva, we know what she's capable of, and we've seen it. You know, we've witnessed it firsthand. But can she be the one to break through, be our first female finisher on the challenge course as well?
2.5 seconds ahead of everyone. She wants to extend that lead little by little. Let's see how she can fare. Just a quick shakeout before going into these grip-heavy bananas. It's a tough one here because you can't really take as much time in between obstacles as you think, especially if you're wanting to get one of the top positions. She needs to at least get past Braden Gusak in order to get past JoJo in order to get to the Premier Series finals, which I'm sure that Neva is more than capable of doing at this point in the competition. Still moving through this challenge course very smoothly as she comes along back through, taking 1 and 2 swings down. 2 minutes and 15 seconds as she makes her way through onto Gravity Israel.
Yeah, and you can already see that she is in 4th place. However, that is on the bubble. So that is, it's in her best interest to get through this and get through this in good time, which she has been doing so far. So far, so good. A lot of swing to get onto that bar. And now, this is the tough move in my eyes. As if the first move wasn't hard enough already. Big dismount. Yeah. She's going to get a huge pullback, and that's sufficient.
This is good out here. Neva McClure, our fastest place finisher on the placement course, moving through very quickly currently. But this is the scene of the crime for many. This massive inflatable area going to be a very, very big one. Let's see how she can fare pulling down. Oh, nice. Just using 2 hands, pulling down on that rope. Here she goes. 1 minute, 15 seconds. It's caught.
What just happened? Okay, that was weird.
Okay,
not sure what that was about. Okay, a little mishap, but Neva already cemented into the Premier Series finals by getting to this obstacle fast enough. The rest of this is silver lining, but she wants the gold!
Yes, okay, here she goes straight into first place, 7 seconds ahead of everyone else here. Okay, here she moves.
Oh, I like
nice
that. She
head
looked around.
Yeah, to try and get a more head-on approach with the next... Oh, hello. Is she going to try and go for a skip? possibly. No, just going to reach out to the regular ring. This is where a skip could possibly come into play, though. Is she going to go for it?
Oh,
One more
come
big
on.
backswing with all the might. Needs to face the ring.
Whoa!
Yes! Come on! Throwing herself all the way through. 19 seconds. This is going to be so close.
Oh, stunt woman roll out as well. Doesn't have a lot of time to burn. 10 seconds onto the rope. This is reminiscent
gonna
of the
be too
gauntlet
close.
one. Hand over hand, loses the feet. Come on.
She goes. 4 seconds. Oh, Mick. Come on. It's going in. 1 more second.
No! Are you kidding me?
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh. By a margin of fingertips, she couldn't get there. Oh my gosh, what a run.
Oh, I need to see that again. She had a lot of backswings on that ring. That might have been it. She was rushing, had to try and reach off, but it was so close.
Oh man, that one hurt. But still, she has made it to the Premier Series finals with one competitor left, Avery Gusak, and that may be enough for the victory, unless Avery can make good on her rerun and probably finish the course. I think that's the only way that she gets into that first place spot.
It is definitely possible, and she's just seen a buzzer be tantalizingly close to being hit. So with that in mind, Avery, she should have been probably looking at the run before her, seeing what Neva was doing, trying to give Avery an advantage out here coming into this course. It's going to be a big one. Let's see how our final female competitor Avery has to do.
Now, Neva was actually marked under review. I wonder if it was because of the Snoopy thing getting locked up.
Possibly, but Avery going to move along through here, moving back and forth throughout these holds. She knows what's expected. She needs to beat JoJo in order to get into the Premier Series finals. It's going to be a big one. 3 minutes and 15 seconds as she makes her way closer up to the top of this rig.
Yeah, I mean, with a rerun, with a second chance, you know, obviously means that you kind of have to go for broke. Obviously, the better run of your two will count, but I believe her run ended on Gravity is Real, so I think she can do better than that.
I definitely hope she can. Here she goes. 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Tries to tuck herself in for a quick backswing. Going 1, 2, nice. Just scurrying across the parallel bars. That's different from the approach she had in her first one, I believe. But here she goes. 2 minutes, 40 seconds as she's going to move along through onto these bananas.
All right, the bananas. Now, obviously on her first run, she was not aware of the skip. But with that in mind, I think that's going to be the play, or perhaps... Ooh, okay, come on!
Okay, nice. Good save there. Coming through one-handed dismount, but now the cliffs. She knows she has to move at a solid pace to get further into this course fast enough.
Yeah, I'm glad she stuck to her guns there, honestly. Changing your strategy before your run is, you know, it can often be a risky endeavor. Avery, though, no matter, that obstacle's far behind her, and hopefully this one will be too.
1 minute and 50 seconds as she pulls on down. Here she goes on those bodies and pushes along through. Now, she has to get past the obstacle that she fell on originally, because before the timer glitched out on this obstacle, she had to take a retry. Here she goes. Quick, breathe in, breathe out. Through the rest of this obstacle now. It's going to be big. 1 minute and 25 seconds. Needs so much momentum to grab onto that first bar, and she misses it, sadly.
Yeah, the release. Oh, I hope she's okay. Took a hard impact as well.
Yeah, hopefully. Might have looked like the wind was knocked out of her on that hard dismount on her back there. She's going to persevere, though. Pull on through and try and get through this obstacle. It's caused her a lot of pain today. No need for any chalk. In she goes.
All right, second try. This run has been a big improvement over her first, but can she conquer her demons here? No!
Oh, man, just up short, sadly. That is going to be it for her run. She got there about nearly a minute faster than her previous run, though. So that's going to bump her up the leaderboard a bit, but sadly in 5th place, not going to get her through to PS Finals. But still, that was a great way to end things out for our female division there. We had Neva taking home the 1st place spot, with Lucy, Braden, and JoJo taking home spots for the Premier Series Finals. Well done to everyone else who competed in the female division. But now it's time for the males. 10 of them.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe we're only halfway done. That felt like a whole division's worth of content as is.
We still have more than that, though, still to come. 10 athletes in the male division, but this is going to be a big one here because we're starting out with someone that you pointed out earlier, Kane, with a Hank Segal out here. He's done a lot, a very decorated athlete, only for being 9 years old for the season. But it's going to be a very, very fun one to see, as he's one of the fastest people we have out here, but was sadly disqualified for going inside of a truss instead of outside. So we're going to be seeing him take on this challenge course with some vengeance in him.
Yeah, that's true. And our first runners tend to make a habit out of doing really good as well, especially on the challenge courses lately this season as a whole.
Henry, ready to go. 4'3", 4'4" in wingspan. 68 pounds. Hang Time Hank is the name of him. This is 3rd year in Ninja, and he's shown a lot of maturity and skill within it. He just keeps growing and learning. He won the Ninja Carolina League Championships in his rookie season for the 7 and under category. And he placed top 10 at Tier 2 Worlds in 2024, which is absolutely insane to think that we've gone from Tier 2 only 2 years ago to now being one of the top contenders to win Premier Series Finals in your specific division.
Absolutely. Just making sure that we can get things running smoothly before we get Hank on the course. But yeah, it's crazy to see the progression of how a lot of our athletes have gone. Some have started at, sort of the bottom in Tier 2. Ooh.
What happened there?
I don't know.
Bro, your voice.
I need to hydrate.
I mean, to be fair, I can't talk. I had one of the worst voice cracks of my life when I was doing, what was it? Life Force last year for one of the younger divisions. And it was genuinely the most noticeable thing of the comp, audio-wise. It was madness, honestly. So, yeah, I'm surprised that, we haven't heard more voice cracks as of recent. But we're on a pretty good streak. That was purposeful, by the way. That was purposeful. I wanted that to be purposeful. Yeah, it was though. I forced out a voice crack for it. I'm not gonna do it unfortunately, but regardless, we're gonna have Hank on the start line. Here he goes, starting up, getting ready to go, revving. Here he goes. He was a Premier Series qualifier out at Jump Twist last year, which was our Florida qualifier, but now he's back for another Southeast one out here. He's moving into the mature kids this year. He's shown up a lot of grit and determination whilst facing a lot of fearless competition, and he placed 6th overall at the Southeast Regionals at Motive and 4th overall in the Southeast region as a whole for the division. But here goes Henry, swinging along through, not a problem so far. And here he moves down, our first mature kid male athlete making waves.
Yeah, true. The first person I've seen to skip the hammer. Guess he's not a very big fan of Thor. Didn't think Thor was worthy.
He touched the box.
Oh. Yeah, it's a blink and you miss it kind of thing. You don't even think about hitting the box and you hit the box.
Here he goes. Needs to be careful with his feet. It's risky going like that, especially when you're going to be back swinging coming along down, but he's okay. Okay, nice. Ooh, Hank giving us a bit of a scare, but he's going really fast across these turbo rolls, and look at the extension in his arms. There's a lot of distance within each grab.
Yep. Such pristine gibbons. Great to see some talent here out of Hank that we didn't get to see in the placement course. I guess that's the essence of the Premier Series format, and he skips the final unhook. I didn't have any doubt that he wasn't going to land that.
Here we go with Hank. Pushing along, back and forth, very dynamic backswings when needed. And is he even going to use the bogeys? Nope, no need for them. Here he moves 2 minutes and 20 as he comes along through into the gravity is real. Here he goes. Is he going to chalk up? No, he's not. He's going to opt out of it. Still moving strong. 2 minutes and 10 seconds as he takes the swing back and forth to try and go for this massive lache, which he gets.
Yeah, okay, but that's just one part of the obstacle. The trapeze is no longer there. So Hank gotta go to point B and manages to make the long trip. Just doesn't even bother with the third rail. So be it. Hank, 1:45 to this point. Could it be that our first male mature kid competitor could be the finisher we were looking for, Billy?
It's definitely possible. Let's see how he fares. Hank, very nice, pushing along through here. 1 minute and 27 seconds. He's trying his best to push on through, making waves back and forth. I think that's more than enough. He's going to take one more swing to be safe with it, which he is. Okay, 1 minute, 15 seconds, chalking up, getting ready to go. This could be a big one. Hank is very decorated and very skilled. Let's see how he can fare coming into one of the crux points at the skyhooks later on.
Oh yeah, ring tech certainly in this kid's wheelhouse, but I think he's gonna opt for the jump there, and I don't think he's gonna go for the. Wait, what is he doing? No way! No!
Oh, dude,
What was that?
Okay, chill. This is gonna be huge if that actually that can happen. That's able to be done, I tell you.
Man, any way these kids can figure out how to do the obstacle besides doing the obstacle, I'm all for.
40 seconds. As he pushes on through, very techie moves. Is he going to go for the same thing again? It looks like one of the bigger rings has been taken out of contention, so it looks like you have to do a massive skyhook swing. Or this! Whatever he's doing, he needs a stronger backswing facing the correct way, but he's gonna no!
Oh no, I could see that.
He changed his mind right at the end of it.
Yeah, the uncertainty, I think, proved to be costly there. He couldn't take the ring with him or whatever, but still, what an exciting run. For our first guy up to do all that, that is going to be a run not only for us to look for, but for our remaining competitors to take note of. Oh man, that was so close.
That's definitely possible though, but the problem is his swing was just orientated very weirdly, and his hand was a bit sore, it looked like, and he just slipped out when he tried his best to take the skyhook off, and it just didn't work. But Zachary Menard even, coming out of Herndon, Virginia, he's going to be next up because he's competed 10 times throughout the season. And he's off and bounding across these obstacles. Here he moves. He barely ran out of time on the placement course on the run up to the warped walls, but here he moves on the challenge course now.
Yeah, that time crunch is a mistake I think he hopes to only make once today. The Thor's hammer he finds himself worthy of. And now, Zach, that was just the frosting on this challenge course cake.
Zachary Menard coming along through. No worries so far. Just a bit time cautious, I am. I think he definitely wants to probably speed up as he goes down, where he can make time. Doing okay, and immediately gets off there. Quick chalk on the hands. He's going to chalk up, actually. 2 minutes, 50 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4 across. Bit more grip as he comes along through onto these parallel bars.
Yeah, interesting move to chalk up, though I think maybe it'll save time relative to the bananas. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Zach, now trying to grab maybe a little lower on that first banana to unhook it a little more easily, get a point of purchase.
Oh, no, sadly just couldn't get it. Looked like it was hanging for too long, and he was turning a weird way as well, so that might have been what caused him to use this tactical retry, possibly. So he's going to get ready to go, talk some things over with MJ, trust himself, breathe, and be very careful with how he comes on with this next few moves.
Okay, second try, getting much further into the obstacle.
Okay,
And
okay. He
yes.
makes it. I've always been scared of if someone makes that skip, but just dismounts a little too early and isn't able to make it, and that's their final retry. But it seems like everyone who's attempted that strategy has made it so far, so it might be easier than it looks. But regardless, Zachary is coming along through with a very good pace at the minute onto that trapeze as he pushes along through 1:40. Not going to opt to use the top bar as he moves on through to Gravity is Real.
All right, Zach, chalking up once again. Yeah, his hands are coated. Really wants to make sure there's no moisture buildup. Get as firm a grip as can be. Zach building up a ton of swing, which is going to be important to get hold of the bar. Oh, no! I can see what he tried to do there.
Unfortunate there. One more retry left to be used now. Just trying to get ready. The smile is still on his face. The determination still brimming throughout. Here he goes. A massive jump down. 1:10 as he pushes back and forth. Is he going to fare well coming onto this big swing here? Maybe one more big backswing. No, one more.
Oh, no, he tried the same thing again.
I like the idea, as you say, but sadly, it just wasn't going to work in his favor this time around.
Yeah, very, very hefty swing. A hefty load on the fingers that late into the course. If you have the grip for it, obviously it is a very good option, but it just didn't work out for Zach.
Very solid stuff there overall. We're seeing some solid challenge course runs from our mature kids out here at Carolina Ninja Academy. But now representing team level up, it's going to be our next competitor, which is Jonah Glazer, coming out of Greensboro, North Carolina. They've got a big team coming out here with some elites that are going to be showing up later on. But here he goes, 3:35 as he's going to pull along through, pushing back, pulling down on those holes to power along through the swings.
Oh, the potato escapes him, but not for long. Jonah gonna carry that weight a long time. Also, shout out to the Level YouTube channel. We see you in the chat.
Jonah here, going up with the feet and hands. He's got 3:05. Needs to be very careful of these blocks, though. It's a very, very difficult one. Some of our athletes have trouble with it, but keeping the limbs up on that bar. Jonah's still doing very, very strong here. Careful on the back swings. Okay. 2:50 as he reels himself in. Jonah now gonna bound along through the turbo rolls with... Oh, is they fine? Yeah, that's fine. Incidental touch. Did he skip the final one?
I think so. Yeah, he was cutting it very, very close to the fail plane. Jonah staying alive.
Indeed, he is, but now chalking up for the bananas. Some people have had trouble with this today. Hopefully, Jonah isn't one of those people.
Yeah, and
probably wants to get a bit more momentum pulling back. Yeah, there you go. Ejects it easier there, but sadly just slips out.
Oh, yeah, and it as I was saying, it was the hand that was taped up. I hope that didn't have anything to do with it. Though it is tougher to grip onto tape than it is skin, as most ninjas would probably know.
Pulling down on the banana now. Might want to keep it there and pull on harder. No, gonna go the intended route and swing down to the end, hopefully successfully, which he does. Now, just under 2 minutes for our level up representative to get through the rest of these obstacles, starting with a cliffhanger.
Good catch first time around. Had to fully extend that wingspan to get onto the trapeze. But now, yes. The dismount should be a short swing away. Jonah Glazer now looking at Gravity is Real. This took down Zachary not too long ago. Could he make the clear rates positive here, or is it going to claim another victim?
Doing solid currently. 1 minute and 20 seconds as he pushes up. No, nearly had it. The hands were right there, but just couldn't get his hands over to grip on. That's going to be it for that first try, but now he's out of retries. Can he do it second time around? He needs to do it.
Yeah, the Elastic Ninja got a rebound here on his final attempt on this obstacle. What's it going to be?
Here we go.
No! The hands.
Just couldn't get the grip there. Very solid effort, though. Was persevering 100% of his power all the way through that, Jonah. The Level Up team are going to be very, very proud of that one. It's a brilliant gym, by the way. Definitely shout out to it.
Yeah, I think that's like one gym that both of us have actually been to. So
I know, yeah. It's a very, very fun place. But now, Mateo Charon, coming along through out of Manhasset, New York, is one of our shorter athletes at 3'9", 77 pounds. There's 24 competitions within the season, which is astonishing to see. Age 10, he loves training ninja with his brothers and all of the friends he's made in the wonderful ninja community. He also enjoys riding his electric scooter, riding his bike, playing baseball and flag football. That's a very solid all-round set of skills to have coming in to run a challenge course like this. And Mateo, very solid dismounting, and he's got it.
Yeah, it does find campusing movements to be his favorite type, so I guess it's no surprise that he tackles it with such ferocity. Mateo, wow. Okay, keeping the legs up as well. Great upper body prowess on behalf of Mateo Charon. The balance!
Oh! Is he fine? No, he's not. He's going to have to give it a second try.
Yeah, I wonder if that final roller spins, and maybe that's why one of the competitors decided to jump over it, perhaps. Let's try it again. Oh, it spins out on him again. But he makes it safe and sound.
Mateo progressing along through the parallel bars, sending down in a fast fashion, but now he's going to chalk up getting ready for these bananas. He knows he might be hanging for a long time. So here he goes, Mateo pulling along through.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a little tougher for his wingspan. Well, in some aspects, breaching definitely. However, obviously being shorter means it's easier for you to hang around.
Nice. Already all well and good throughout those bananas. But no, the cliff! Okay, interesting. No one has fallen at that yet. It seems like just wasn't prepared for that impact. So now with no more retries, Mateo going to give himself a second attempt. The final one.
Ooh, this is dire. Mateo now requires perfection, and the hand can't hold on to that back cliff. That's going to do it. Wow, I can't believe it. Yeah, he was moving so well through the first half of that course. He just ran out of retries and maybe a little bit silly places, and that may have cost him a further run, but still not bad at all. We saw what he was made of. He was super aggressive with his technique as well. Very unique to him and him alone. But Oliver Greenbaum up next, coming out of the lab.
Oliver Greenbaum, Coral Springs, Florida, being represented. Coming out of the lab with Flip on the sideline. Love to see it. This is first year competing. Learn, adapt, build. The motto that gym has. Very inspiring as we're seeing Oliver crush these obstacles on this challenge course. He's out here, enjoys retro gaming. I love a good bit of old Nintendo, Sega. All of it. Here he goes. Oliver pushing along through 3 minutes. He's forward facing with his feet going forward. That's going to be a bit of a hassle due to the fact that his feet are going to be dangling once he goes down. Here he goes. Can he get it? Yes, he was very careful with it. Solid adaptation from Oliver there. Gets a solid dismount as he now moves on through to the turbo rolls, which has caused a couple of scares, but not today for Oliver.
Yes, steps cleanly in the middle of that final roller. I believe the one that actually does spin on our competitors. And Oliver, the balance will not be a problem, will not cause him any strife. Oliver taking a moment to chalk up. Coach Flip helping him out here to hopefully navigate these bananas in clean fashion. Oh, just as I say that, he's having trouble rehooking, and the hook rejecting him.
Nice. He finally got it in there. You can see the teammates on the sideline very happy about it. A bunch of the lab crew watching in anticipation as Oliver makes it through. But now here he goes, going to climb and get ready for these cliffs. Mentally prepared. It's a very tough one because you're in the middle of the course now. The pump isn't really there for these athletes, but it's looming. And that's the hard part because you're going to be hanging for a while and that only aids the pump as it comes along. So here he goes, 1 minute 35, jumps onto that trapeze. Is he going to go for the top holds? Probably with one more big backswing, he should have it. Bashes into that back, hopefully spine's okay. But now Oliver pushing along through, currently in fourth. No retries used yet as he comes on to Gravity is Real.
Yeah, but he's got to keep it moving. 115. Usually you'd want that around the TikTok, but it's hard to say. Oliver, though, still has a chance of getting a few extra points. No one other than Hank has conquered Gravity is Real. He makes the grab, something that a lot of our athletes cannot say here. No! The bar gets dislodged!
Oh, that's my worst fear of all time, that. Grabbing onto a salmon ladder bar and one end coming undone. That scared me. I got a second-hand jump from that one. Let's see if Oliver can redeem himself out here. Really wanting to make it very, very solid out here. He has his shot to do it. He knows he can do it. Just needs to get a bit more of an even grab there and to not push forward on that bar to eject it further. So here he goes. 45 seconds. Here goes Oliver. Second time around on Gravity is Real. Needs that first grab first off, which he's got. Just be careful. Coming into the salmon bar. No! Just had a bit too much of a thin grip.
Yeah, I think the first time he overdid it. On the second try, he underdid it. And the salmon ladder bar proves to be his undoing. He was able to make the grab to the spinning bar, but unfortunately that will not give him an extra point. Still though, not bad at all. Getting there clean as well. Can't overlook that.
5 more athletes left to go. After Logan's run, we're going to be ticking off some Premier Series finalist slots. Let's see if Logan, our Ascend representative, can put himself into place once it's time to go through to the Marlborough location out in November. But here he goes. Logan coming out of West Warwick and Rhode Island is pulling along through at a solid pace. He's moving, man. Here he goes. Green Beast coming along through, pushing back. Very solid moves. I'm loving this so far.
Yeah, tried to do a little gibbon on the holds, but the Green Beast got hung up on the green hold, fittingly enough. Regardless, Logan climbing up top, and from here, it should be easy. Leading with the hands. Honestly, leading with the hands is easier if you want to go hands only on the decline. But vice versa if you want to feet. Logan easily out of there. Yeah, Logan was one of our fastest finishers on the placement course, so it doesn't surprise me. We're seeing him bump into the green, fittingly enough. A lot of green.
2 minutes and 45 seconds as Logan pushes himself ahead of the rest of the field here. He's trying to move. Very big backswing, and he gets the dismount. Lovely stuff here from Logan. Currently in 5th. Wants to pull back. Get one of them first clears of the day. We've only seen one, and it was in the kids division. We nearly saw one of our females clear back before the males started competing. But 2 minutes and 20 seconds as he now moves on to Gravity is Real. This is a very big moment. He's the fastest non-clearer of this point. Let's see how Logan can fare.
Yeah, getting second at this point is already a good sign because, you know, it could be a race to this obstacle, but hopefully has his aspirations set up a little higher. Oh, look at the fingers.
A couple of them slipping off, but Logan is safe. Coming along through here now. Onto the balance. Needs to set himself forward.
Yeah, moving right along through the balance.
Yes. Okay. Now he moves along onto the swoop talk. Some people have had trouble with this today in the grand scheme of it all. But here goes Logan strutting over to try and pull back the slider.
Yeah, he's got it going.
Nice. He's got it all the way back, keeping hold of that ring, of that string even. To push on through. Sets himself back ready for a big thrust forward, and he's got it. 1 minute and 15 seconds. He's going to try and maybe grab lower and then pull back on that ring. That might have been the play, but regardless, he's going to build up the momentum needed. Possibly here. Yes, he's got a lot of it. He immediately dismounts as he's got a minute flat for 2 more obstacles.
Yes, still not enough to catch Hank's time, however. So beating this obstacle is going to be paramount if he wants to be not guaranteed, but in a very good position. He's going to go for the hop, but doesn't set his upper body correctly. Had the lower body way up front.
Super, super close to that one. But now he's going to have to give it his final try on this obstacle. It's going to be a big one here. Can he get it? Bit more time to breathe and get ready before the clock continues going down.
Yeah, got a lot of time to collect himself due to the long reset time. So is able to take a breather. Now, what's he going to do? Is he going to go for the skip? I think he's going for broke, Billy. Okay. He's going for broke.
Logan.
Come on.
Oh, careful with one big facing backswing.
No! Oh, he was so close. If Hank wasn't close, look at what happened to Logan. Oh, no. What a great run, though. The first competitor since our first athlete in the mature kids male division to make it to that point. No, he was so close, but leaning so far back. So it sent him spilling backward to the airbag below.
Oh, man, that was really, really close. But 4 athletes. 4. Elijah Braverman. From this point onward, we're going to be starting to see people come along through. Let's see how he fares. Elijah, 4'11", 75 pounds, started Ninja 5 years ago, and the Buzzer Man is out here. He's competed at Worlds 3 times. He placed 3rd at the All-Stars competition in the Southeast, and he was a Premier Series finalist in the past. Let's see if he can get back there.
Yeah, Elijah already has taken a buzzer in tow. However, could he make it 2 for 2? I mean, our first challenge course finisher did do the clean sweep, got first in both the challenge and the placement course, I think.
Here we go. 3 minutes and 10 seconds. He's tied first. Okay, nice. He's going to give it along. One side that's just making up time, like seconds being saved out here, which I'm loving. This guy's speed running the challenge course. Here he moves. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Nice pull back. It didn't look like he had a lot of swing, to be fair, but he was able to salvage it. This is very, very solid so far. Moving along.
Yeah, Elijah has a lot of length to him as well. So it allows him to make those big, bold moves that will take him to Gravity is Real with 6 seconds in the lead.
Here we go. Elijah trying to move along through. It's a difficult move, but he's got it. He needs to carry on that momentum further to go even further down. It's the impact that's the hard part to properly grasp here. But Elijah, regardless, is going to pull back insanely hard and get through. This is good. A faster pace than what we've seen before.
Oh, shaking a lot, but gets to the end. No harm, no foul. Elijah staying alive, not a single retry used, has 1:50 to this point. Tons of time.
Here we go. He is through onto that ring there. He's 9 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Hopefully that carries on. Pulls back expertly, trying to carry as much momentum as he can. Yes, this is very, very good from Elijah. He knows how to work these obstacles. And rightfully, he's in first for the Premier Series out here. Let's see how he can fare coming along through. One-handed save. Hello. Is he going to go for the skip that we've seen done? He's facing that way. Is someone finally going to get it?
Elijah building it up. He's there.
He's got it. Here he moves. He's got a minute left for the ascend up to the Carolina heavens. Here he moves. He's gotten onto that rope. Just needs to climb up. Is he tired yet?
I hope not. Well, he has all the time in the world. 50 seconds. Plenty of time. Just got to get up this vertical section. This is the hardest part of the gauntlet rope. But he's done it!
Yes!
The first mature kid finisher!
With bags of time left on the clock. Wow. We needed that. We needed proof that it could be done in a fast manner with expert moves all the way across. This is what we like to see from these Premier Series athletes out here from all across the world. An A-class run.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Look at that skip. He carried so much momentum, it hurtled him over the platform. But luckily, there was an airbag that is just as cushy as need be for situations like that. And that will be our first finisher, Elijah, guaranteed a place in the Premier Series Finals.
Right. Big chances for some more clears to happen. Are we going to get a top four that is all clears? It's definitely possible. Let's see if Angel Vega is able to pull on through here coming out of Aqua, Georgia. This competed 13 times throughout the season. Let's see fair coming along through these obstacles. He's on an even faster pace than Elijah. I'm loving this.
Yeah, I saw him skip Thor's hammer. Perhaps Thor's hammer is not worthy of Angel. And now sliding down like it's a fireman's pole, but it's a little more diagonal than such. Angel quickly leaping and bounding through the turbo rollers, an obstacle that gave many of our elite ninjas trouble.
This is brilliant at the moment. We can see Angel having a bit of a miss on that first circle, but he's doing very solid. He's going to go for that early dismount that people have done today, and it's working very well for him. 8.5 seconds as he jumps on up. I'm loving the springiness that we're seeing even in his fingertips out here. This is brilliant stuff, game. Massive momentum to go up to that trapeze. And is he going to take one more swing down? Yes, he is. Lovely stuff. And even with that, moving along, still in the lead. Angel currently in fourth.
Angel looking at Gravity is Real, which for the longest time has been the ninja killer, that we're starting to see more and more ninjas trickle through. Could Angel be next to skittle on through? One more move, the dismount. Yes!
Yes, he can. Okay, this is very good. Still keeping that second above everyone else here as he comes into the middle part of the balance with 2 minutes left on the clock as he makes his way through. It might be a bit harder for him to get through onto that TikTok due to him being one of the smaller competitors in the mature kids division. Regardless, don't let it run away from him. He's got to try and take his best shot here. He's not wasting any time at all, which is what I'm loving out of Angel's run.
Yeah, believe it or not, him being shorter actually makes it easier for him to get onto the TikTok, and he immediately is off of there.
Dude. Lovely. Here he moves. This is incredible. Immediately going out to that ring. Is he going to extend his lead further by doing a skip in maybe like 2 or 3 swings? What?
Whoa!
Yes! Okay!
Incredible!
Going down 11.5 seconds across the board here. This is absolutely insane. We can see Angel climbing up to the top of the Carolina Ninja Academy. This is huge. He's got a solid rhythm coming along up to that rope. This is going to be huge here.
I hope you're tired. No, I think this is Angel's victory lap here. Climbing to the top. Oh,
and
come
just
on.
like that. Nearly making it to the buzzer. And like that, he's got it in first place. breaks by 4 seconds!
Oh, and he absolutely collapses on the mat. He left it all on the table, even with that little unhook mishap. I think what was ultimately the deal breaker between first and second there was this TikTok. And he was also quickly off the skyhook as well. That preserved his lead. Yeah, he took maybe one backswing on that TikTok, and somehow he made that work with the cards he was dealt.
Wow. It just keeps getting faster and faster. With 2 more male athletes left to go, is it going to get even faster? With Cyrus Said coming along out of Apex, North Carolina. He's an energetic kid with so many warning signs when he was born that he could be a ninja athlete. He recently placed first at the 9 and under category at Mini Bucket, the first ever Mini Bucket at Ninja Intensity. He enjoyed the Premier Series. He likes to flop ball, and he's got a new puppy named Cosmo. We all love Cosmo out here. Here goes Cyrus Said, trying to match the pace that's been done throughout the entirety of this course so far.
Got a little lost in the sauce, but it's okay. He's found his way, and Cyrus clambering his way up top. He is one of our taller athletes, which means he's going to really have to reel in that lower body. But Cyrus, we didn't think that'd be much of a problem for him. Placed second in the placement course after all. So we know he can go fast. And we've seen that it's possible, as showcased by Angel and Elijah.
This is big here. Cyrus, sponsored by Game On Escapes and more. 2 minutes, 50 seconds. As he pushes back immediately, he wants to try and keep up with the rest of the competitors that have cleared. He has to beat Henry if he wants to get a cemented spot into the Premier Series finals, which he absolutely wants. But here he goes. He wants to try and get one of them clears that everyone desires, and he's still ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. He didn't take an extra backswing on that trapeze, and that netted him an extra 5 seconds compared to where he was before. And oh, no backswings necessary for Cyrus. 1 is all he needs. 10 seconds almost into the lead. He wants the gold medal here.
Very, very good at the minute. 6.7 seconds ahead of the rest of the competitors here. I'm really glad Enzo isn't here to take on the meme. But Cyrus is coming along. 1 minute and 50. Taking the... Ooh, no.
It got hung up again.
Just give it a sec. Oh, he can visibly see it. Is it fixed? He's going to take a massive... Oh, no, it's trapped.
Oh, what's happening?
He seems to be okay now. And he's okay. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. Might have lost a little bit from his lead. But regardless, Cyrus is still going to pop on through. A lot of power into that TikTok. That's going to give him even more passion to fuel himself through the rest of this course. He's got 4.7 seconds behind the rest of the competitors. But Cyrus is going to try his best to match their times. Here he goes, going for that skip. He's eyeing it up. One big backswing is all he needs to push. Yes! Come on, Cyrus. Here he moves. 1 minute and 5 seconds, and he makes his way up onto this rope, starting his ascend up.
Oh, come on. Hooking on with the legs. This is where Angel lost a lot of time on the climb up. He had a lot of hesitation for the buzzer. Yes! And the
Even
rope
faster!
climb is the separator. Really kept it close until the very end. But ultimately, yeah, we saw a lot of evasive maneuvers, a lack of backswings that whole time on the cliffs and on this as well. We saw people unhook the bar, and yet Cyrus decided, forget all that. He wanted to be brave and conquer everything in his path.
Look at him. He went up that rope like Vance Walker in peak 2023. My lord, that was absolutely insane stuff right there. But now, one more competitor left. It is going to be our fastest clear from the placement course, Nolan Augustin. This is going to be a big one because we saw how much faster he was compared to the rest of the athletes in the first course. Is it even possible to go even faster this time around? Our final athlete hoping to prove us wrong.
Okay, Nolan already off to a blazing start on the first 1.5 obstacles, give or take. Well, it's about to be 2 because Nolan, in the blink of an eye, already done. Now this third obstacle, hand over hand, quickly. Doesn't even want to utilize the feat. It's not leg day here for Nolan Augustin. Whoa!
Okay, he moves. I'm loving this right now. 7.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. No way he's going. Okay.
What? He tried to skip
I
a
like
hook?
it. I like this idea. Then he can pull on
What?
skip the rest of it. 2 moves needed for Nolan. 3 minutes left on the clock. Pushes along through the rest of these cliffs here without a problem at the moment. Yes,
Oh, wow.
okay.
He hasn't even hit a minute, by the way. He's already on to Gravity is Real. Wow, he's looking like the Flash here. You know, very fitting because he's dressed in red attire. What was that? A link into the salmon ladder bar and 1 backswing is all it takes. He springs into balance as well, leaping and bounding like Superman.
I cannot help but applaud this kid Hall out here. 26! No, I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe that we could go even faster by this amount of time. Nolan Augustin, coming out of Waxhaw, North Carolina. Not only does he run courses, he loves to create and design obstacles. But this is big here. He's already in the Premier Series finals, rightfully so. Here he moves.
Come on, building it up.
Big
Nolan.
here, all the way
Yes!
to the end. Nolan Augustin with a roll forward with 40.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field is going to ascend up. Here he goes.
Yeah, has just hit halftime, by the way. But Nolan, surely this is going to be it. The victory in his hands. Can he
Moving
claim
up
the gold
to the
medal?
top for the
Up the road,
Carolina
and there it is!
Smash! Come on, Nolan. Smashes down onto that crash mat. What? Barely 2 minutes?
Unbelievable run out of Nolan. We thought his performance in the placement course was dominant. Look what he did here.
2 minutes and 8 seconds was the amount of time that it took this kid to beat this challenge course. I am of the shocked variety at the minute, I tell you. Look at that.
Just when I think it can't get any quicker, the final run always loves to bewilder not just me, but you too, Billy, in the commentator's booth. And there is your 4. Elijah Braverman, Angel Vega, Cyrus Said, and Nolan Augustin. Let's look at the female side.
Wow. Well done to our 4 female qualifiers in Neva, Lucy, Braden, and JoJo, respectively. I am still shocked at what we've seen from the entirety. This is one of my favorite mature kid divisions by a mile. I came in thinking to this being like, oh, mature kids, it's going to be a big one, but it's going to be a long one. I don't know if many of these guys can clear. We saw so much success in the entirety of this competition. We saw Neva come along with a stumble on the placement course, but still managed to provide the fastest time on placement on the female side of things by a significant margin, which is absolutely insane. And then we just see, like, one of the most immense masterclasses of all time from Nolan.
Yeah, talk about dominance. The winning margins between him and second were
I don't get it.
otherworldly. Like Nolan and
These kids are like 8 to 10 years old, mate. How?
Yeah, Nolan is just on another planet, clearly. And that's just something I think I just can't grasp. That finish, that one hurt, but I don't think it hurts enough to detract from her first place. To win a Premier Series qualifier is no easy task. Nolan has just proven that to be the best, you have to put on a clinic of a performance.
Wow. That's all I can say. I'm the commentator. I'm supposed to be thinking of words, but I can't think of any words from the excellence that we've seen from these mature kids. Kane, I am very much impressed. What else have we got to look forward to coming into our weekend?
Well, we have one more youth division, which should be coming up in an hour and a half, 5 o'clock our time, because I'm also an Eastern Standard Time nerd. But tomorrow we have the teen, amateur, and elite division. The youth divisions just never cease to amaze me. So going forward, yeah, we have a lot more ninja action here in North Carolina. I hope to see these athletes at Ascend. It's not too far of a trip for most of these guys, so I hope to see it. But Billy, any closing thoughts?
Mate, I want to be like these guys when I grow up. Look, I'm 18
When you
years
grow
old.
up, you're older than them.
Yeah, I know, I'm 18, but I still want to, like, have the skill that these kids possess. I wish I had this type of mentality coming into courses like this, but my lord, I am very much impressed. Preteens are next in a couple of, in like an hour and a half, as you say. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching the Mature Kids division from Kane Morgan and Billy Dixon. We will see you soon. Take care.